name is David, and the reason I chose this topic was back in 10th grade, I did this same topic, and I did a research paper on it, and I didn't have a PowerPoint, but let's just say while I was presenting it, I got sidetracked, I got off topic, things kind of went a little crazy, and I ended up yelling about 9/11 and stuff. But after that, a lot of people in my grade and class, they kind of thought I was crazy. So once I looked at the paper and whatnot, I saw things like domestic violence, and teen pregnancy. I think I saw aliens, and I was like, well, yeah, I gotta do that. That's gonna be fun. So I did my topic was the Anunnaki, and what they are is basically back in ancient Babylonian times, Sumerian, Mesopotamian, those are like the oldest civilizations you can track back to. That meant like gods or deities that were named after the sky god, Anu. So I'm basically talking about, like I said, aliens. And all throughout history, there's been talk or little traces of, were we visited by aliens before? They talked about flying beings that would, have control over the people and whatnot. And that's all throughout ancient religion, history and whatnot. They all have stories about it. As you can see, those are like the Nazca lines and, pyramids. You wonder how they're built. And, of course, the Mayans, they believed in that kind of stuff. They believed in higher powers and whatnot. So on, but some people, I like to take it a step further, which I'm going to do. They believe that not only are there aliens, but aliens have been here, and they are still here, and they are living among us today, now, as shapeshifters. And they take human form, and they want to control the world. They're in the hierarchy of things. They try to run it because they want to control the human population and whatnot. The person who came up with this awesome theory was David Icke. David Icke was born in Great Britain. He was a soccer player. He was a goalkeeper for a while, but then I think he had, not arthritis, but something like that, that prevented him from continuing to play soccer and whatnot. So he eventually became a sport presenter, and he, kind of built up a little fame that way and whatnot. But he also then decided to work for the Green Party a little bit. That was his political views, and he made a couple speeches, a couple big ones on that. But after that, he realized that, politics, they were kind of broke. He felt like they didn't help. They were being controlled by some other way. So he took a break for a while, and he went to see a psychic healer in like some mountains. I think it was in South America. So after he saw this psychic healer, well, first the psychic healer told him that he was special, that he had a message to tell everybody, that he was the savior of the human race, that he was going to do that. So 1988 came, and he went on a show. I forgot the show's name. But in the interview, he talked about, what he said was he was the second coming of Jesus. He said he was sent, well, everyone, of course, like normal, everyone started laughing at him. Even the host was, he was making fun of it and joking about it, but he just said, if Jesus would have been here, if it would have been 2,000 years ago and someone named Jesus did the same thing, they'd still be laughing now. But after that, he was ridiculed and mocked by the public for years to come. His whole family was, tormented, going to school and whatnot. But they didn't stop him there. That same year, he talked about the world coming to an end. I mean, why not? If we're going to be Jesus, you might as well talk about the world coming to an end. But then later in 1999, I believe, he came out with another book. His book was called The Biggest Secret, and that talks about his philosophy and the hierarchy of all the reptilians that run society today, and how how they got to be here and what their end goal is and what they want to do and what they want to be. So he's come quite ever since then. You know, people still ridicule him and think it's funny, but 4% of Americans think that he's real. He thinks reptilians really run the world and control Earth and want to control the population. So that's America. Even more. Just recently he came out to say that the moon is not what we think it is. The moon is actually a hollowed out space station that the reptilians use to control the minds of us, all the people, and they do it from the moon. And the rings of Saturn are a bigger part of that, and a bigger space station. So basically, like in Star Wars, it's the Death Star, you know. And so, and then you can say like, well, why isn't NASA going to the moon anymore? Why aren't we going back to the moon? Why aren't we figuring this stuff out more? I don't know, maybe the aliens don't want us to do that. But like I said, hierarchy. One thing in reptiles, you'll see that a lot. You'll see one will try to become the dominant. They'll see who becomes, you know, like the dominant species, the alpha male, and they will hail them as a ruler or whatnot. But like I said, they try to control the higher trends of society, military, political, musical, you know, corporation. Like Obama, reptilian, definitely reptilian. Hillary Clinton, yes. Music, Jay-Z, reptilian.
Oh wow.
Nicki Minaj, anaconda. That's what they do. But I can say, I would like to say that I'm not a reptilian. You guys can all believe me. You know, we're all safe here. But am I or not? It turns out we are all a little bit reptilian. In our brain, in our 3 parts of the brain, besides left and right side, we have 3 main parts of the brain, and one of them is even called the reptilian complex. Why is this? It's because it basically controls our human impulses, how we breathe, how we take our, you know, the fight or flight reaction, like you say, it's tied into our lesson, our self-defense mechanism. So, and it's the oldest part of our brain. It's very prehistorical, and you know, it lacks like a lot of language or knowledge. You know, it's not for thinking; it's for surviving. So, I had more slide of information and digging through my where I got all my info from because I was lazy. But that's just my presentation about a little bit of reptilians, and you know, hey, maybe you are a little bit of we all have a little bit of reptilian instincts in us, and we just don't know it because we're being mind controlled by the moon. And hope you guys enjoyed. Any questions?
So you believe in that?
Do I believe in it?
That was my question, David. Yeah, so I scratched mine off.
As funny as it is to read about, I think a lot of people, like David Icke, he gets a lot of people, all he does year round now is go to amphitheaters and perform seminars because people like hearing what he has to say. A lot of the things he says is actually true. You know, it's basically like Illuminati, as some people call it, where it's the banking industry or whatever, they want to take over the world. You know, you can look at that and a lot of the stuff he said has actually come true, but I think he takes it a little too far. There's no evidence to show that reptilians are really, they're not here, they're not with us, they're not among us. So I think, I agree with him on a lot of things, but on this point, not so much.
So David, you have any evidence that you ever seen one before?
No.
That's the only way I believe. Oh.
It's crazy.
Oh.
Any other questions for David, you all? David, you were very comfortable, very relaxed. Eye contact was perfect. So you did well.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. If there is something you thought I could improve on or anything helpful, go ahead and leave it in the comment section. And of course, if not already, go ahead and hit subscribe so you can stay caught up with all things Indy. And yeah, peace the fuck out.